And we're going to talk about love. We're going to talk about Clay's dating life.
No,
we're going to talk about...
Because there's nothing to talk about.
We're going to bring in a new guest, new to Bold. Her name is Ash Fox. She's a wedding proposal planner and photographer. She's got a quick video. We'll take a look about what she does.
When I started, I thought to myself, you know, a proposal is such an intimate moment. Why would it need to be this, you know, big thing? But through doing it, through photographing people's proposals, through planning people's proposals, I saw, you know, everyone's different. And so the important thing is really knowing your girlfriend or your boyfriend and what they would like and making their proposal unique to them.
I love that. And I especially love the video, the music, the Chopin Etude. I played that on the piano.
That
Gorgeous.
That was a name drop. That was a name drop. You're so cultured, Carrie. You're so cultured. That was adorable, though. So you tell us what you do, because you plan these out. Are they surprises?
They're always a surprise. So
but you're sitting there with the camera.
I'm not always.
Okay.
That was for the video. I had to be on camera, so they had me crouch in the corner. But no, it's always a surprise, a complete surprise. So men and women from all around the world love New York and want to get engaged here. And they contact me because I'm the expert in proposals and what's the best thing to do, what's going to be the most romantic thing for them to do, and I help them through every step of the way. And
so you say them, I assume only one of the couple contacts you, and you talk to them about what their partner enjoys and what they do together, and you craft something specific for each one?
Totally.
What's the most far out thing you've done?
Oh my gosh, well, every day is crazy. There's always something different. So I've done everything from, you know, proposals in front of castles to 50 Shades of Grey themed proposals with helicopters.
Wow. You're giving Clay ideas here.
No, but I'm very interested in knowing how that one went.
It went well. She said yes, so it was a hit. You know, that's all that's got to happen.
Let me ask you that then, too, because I think most people would assume, and hopefully inaccurately, but would assume that you're contacted mostly by men. But have you noticed that there are women who are now proposing to their male partners as well? And how often do you do that?
Okay, so most women don't propose to men these days. I don't think we're there yet. We're almost there, but it hasn't happened yet. I have lots of women proposing to women, though. I do have those. And I have men proposing to men.
Why do you think women don't propose to men? Would you propose to a man if you were in a relationship?
Every time I've ever tried to sort of pursue a man, it's an utter failure. So, no, I'm never going to do that. Sorry, I'll never pay you to do this.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either.
Really, why is that?
Proposing.
Why would they not? Maybe I'm naive, because obviously I'm going to propose to a man or be proposed to by a man. I don't know.
I can help you. I'll help you, Clay.
Well, you won't be in business anytime soon. Why do you think it is? Why is that?
You know, I think it's just that a proposal is kind of this act of chivalry, and I think it's just traditionally a male thing to do, you know, getting down on the knee. I force all of my male clients to get down on their knee, because I always tell them a proposal is not a proposal if you're not down on your knee. Like, don't try to be some modern guy handing a ring over, standing with no speech.
My grandfather leaned over to my grandmother and said, in the car as they were driving down the road, "You want to get married?" "Okay, so you want to get married?" And she was like, "Okay."
Oh, no.
And that's what they did. This was back in the 20s. This is the way it's supposed to be done. So we're back in the 20s and 30s. But talk about. We talk about politics on the show on the regs. That's kind of what we do. There are a lot of couples in politics that are sort of bipartisan, don't you think?
Well, there are fewer. In fact, there was a study that we looked at saying, sorry, no, it's just, I'm going to just talk about it. But in 1958, 33% of Democrats said they wanted their daughter to marry a Democrat and 25% of Republicans. But flash forward to 2016, that number had jumped to 60% of Democrats and 63% of Republicans. So polarizing in the family of politics. Have you seen that? Like, have you done any inner politics couples?
Well, I will tell you, I was in one myself, so I have that experience. But, you know, I think it can totally work as long as there's mutual respect for the other person's viewpoints, and you just play nice and you can have fun, because really, like, opposites attract sometimes.
So have you ever done a proposal for an interpolitics.
Yes, one rode in on an elephant and the other one rode in on a donkey. That's how they did it.
They wouldn't, I don't know if they would tell me that because that's probably not the most romantic part of their story.
What common thread do you find about, I mean, I don't, do you follow your couples afterwards to see how successful they remain? Or?
I do. You know, I keep in touch with them on Instagram, on social media, and, you know, it's beautiful. I get to see them having babies, you know, just all the different phases of their life.
When you meet a couple for the first time, or I guess you interact with them in that incredibly important moment, you get to know a little bit about them. Is there a common thread that you see in the couples that want to do something sort of creative, and what do you notice?
I notice that, you know, the best proposals really are the ones where the person, the proposer, really knows their partner and knows their taste and style. To me, the best proposals are not the most creative. Sometimes a proposal could be so creative that it's just about showing off how creative you are. And it's not actually about, you know, that you know your partner. So I think the best ones are when you really nail it and you show them.
Oh, I like that.
You know,
what about divorces? Like, do
you do a proposal for a divorce?
No, I mean, like.
Down on one knee, get the hell out of my house.
No, that's not what I mean. No.
Well, please, by all means, tell us what you mean.
So once I was in a relationship where we went to marriage, or we weren't married, couples counseling, couples therapy, and the guy who was sort of training the therapist, he had this like marriage lab where he could identify, I think with over 90% accuracy, a couple that was going to be divorced and remain married.
Wait, training the therapist? You mean you had a therapist who was still in training? Maybe that was
No, who had been trained. It was like the school
I know where you're going
thought.
with this.
Anyway, stop demasculating or defeminizing me.
I know where you're going with this. I know.
Anyway, my question is, can you see, like, do you see a lot of people, because I know that a lot, like, so one thing that I think a lot of people are more excited about the actual wedding itself versus planning for the actual marriage. And do you see, like, people who sadly that their relationship doesn't work out because maybe they're so focused on things that are not as important?
Absolutely. The couples where it's all about, you know, they need the picture immediately because it's all about posting on social media. Look at us, we're engaged, look at my ring. It feels like the person who just proposed is just a stand-in and could be anybody in that position. Like they just were looking for someone to fill the slot so they could show off to their friends. I hate to say it, but there's people like this, you know? And the best ones are, you know, I've had girls and guys say to their partner, wow, you could have just given me a ring on a string. You know, you could have been a little piece of string and I would have been happy.
It is supposed to be about the relationship.
Yeah.
My best friend, he planned his own proposal. He did it all himself, but I hid I did hide in the bushes and take pictures for him.
That's like me.
So if you ever need someone to help you out, you give me a call. I may need a job. Ash Fox.
Thank you.
Ash Fox, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
We
you for
appreciate
having me.
you being
It was wonderful.
here.
Good to have you.
Pleasure.
And listen, I'm multi-talented, Carrie.
Yeah, no, if you need help with your proposal,
If I need,
let me know.
I need help with all the steps leading up to it also, all of them.